7:43, and we're sitting with Kathy Buckworth, who is a columnist and author, a genius when it comes to parenting and budgeting, and we're so glad you're here.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so you've written 6 books, but I love the I'm so the boss of you.
Which is really like managing your family like a business, right? Being very smart about things. And one of the things I touch on there is financial literacy for kids and really teaching your kids about the value of money and budget. Because a lot of us don't do that, and then we're shocked when our kids head to college and university and they don't know what a credit card works like. They don't know the basics of budgeting, which is really a shame.
So when do we start?
Right. When do we start? Well, I think we start as a family actually setting a family budget. We've all just gone through back to school spending. Average cost $400 per child. That's everything in backpacks, etc. So we've already had a hit to our budget. And then maybe the kids are saying, but I don't have the right jeans or the shoes. And, you know, talking to your kids about what things really cost and the value of those things when they're quite young and managing it yourself. So, of course, making sure that they understand where the money's going. You might not want to share your income with them, but you certainly want to share what expenses they have. You want that video game? That's what we pay for electricity every month. Let's think about that for a minute.
Totally.
They don't know if you don't tell them. And then managing your family budget can be tough at this time of the year too, because we've just gone through back to school, as I mentioned. Christmas is in 3 months. Sorry, I know I shouldn't.
Totally.
Don't hate me.
Oh, I just got goosebumps. Oh.
But Canadians are going to spend a lot of money towards that, and we just did some research at PC Financial actually about how we're using our credit cards. We love our rewards that are easy to use. We actually value low interest rates over luxurious add-ons. We're really smart about using that kind of thing. So make sure you have a no-fee bank account, no-fee credit card, etc. So you're not spending money on things you don't have to spend on, and save those things up for Christmas.
What do you suggest in terms of providing a credit card for a teenager? When do you establish credit? And how much responsibility and how much of a budget on that card do you give them?
Great question, actually. And I actually, when my kids sort of hit high school, I gave them a clothing allowance because, again, they're saying, I need those runners. I'm like, they're too much money. But tell you what, I'll give you this set amount of money every month, and you can decide where to spend it on one pair of shoes or on, I don't know, 6 T-shirts or wherever you want the money to go. Really taught them the value of that. I didn't do it with a credit card with them. It got them their own bank account, and they had a debit card. But if you're going to give them a credit card, I agree. And some parents prefer that. Set a limit with them. Talk to them about it every month when the bill comes in. Explain how interest works so they really know. By the time they head off to college or university, I would suggest you actually get them onto some sort of a student credit card, not yours. They're establishing their own credit. The bills are coming to them, and they have to manage that. We don't teach enough financial literacy in school, I don't think. So it's up to us to kind of take that on before they leave the house, and they get stuck.
I agree with you 100% on that. One of the funniest moments as a parent was when Brady's like, well, just stop by at the bank.
Right.
That's where the money is.
Yeah, right. No. Just picks them up on the way home.
Right.
What's so hard? Yeah.
And so giving a budget for your kids on a monthly basis to buy all of their clothes and whatnot.
Cell phone? Perhaps cell phone. That's a huge expense for parents now. So making sure you have the right plan for them, making sure that maybe it's a fixed one so they can't go over. If you have kids that don't realize, I mean, how much could it cost to watch a video from Hawaii? I don't, you know, a lot, okay? So things like that. So really making sure they know where the money is going. I am a big proponent on paying kids allowance because I think it shows them the effort that they put in to get the money back. My son knows he has to mow the lawn about 4 times to earn a video game.
Right.
And I don't think that's a
son?
bad thing. My youngest is 13.
And when did he start getting?
He started, I've always paid them sort of by chore instead of an allowance every week just for turning up. Like, I don't get that one, right? It's like you sort of got to put the effort in to get the money back.
Because we're struggling with that because we're at the point of allowance now, and it's like, well, how much is a chore worth?
I put a chore list on my fridge.
Great.
And the kids will follow, and sometimes they'll be like, no, I wanted to mow the lawn, or I wanted to. So it actually gets them sort of more engaged in what's going on in the house. And I say, you know, and in the summer when they were home for a few weeks there, I'd leave a chore list in the morning and come back, and they'd all be checked off. My kids are not that exemplary. They like checking things off a list, and they like getting the money back.
They like the cash.
And then they realized again what things they could buy with that money. Go to a movie, you know, things like that. So
right. So the reward is there. What do you think the biggest mistake is when it comes to family finances?
I think it's ignoring it. I think most families don't have a family budget in place, and as we know with kids, there's so many unexpected expenses. Just with ourselves, there's things like extracurricular sports, which can cost a fortune to belong to, and also all the equipment. There's all kinds of things that happen. So I think explaining to your kids after you've decided as a family what are your priorities. We're not going to get that, you know, fancy. We're not going to get a pool in our backyard because we're saving up for a family ski trip, or we're not going, you know, we're not going to buy you the most expensive outfits ever because, you know what, this is how much it costs us in groceries every week. So really explaining to the kids where the money goes and what your family priorities are. It's worth taking the time to talk to them and not keeping your head in the sand and telling them they don't need to worry about money.
Right, don't worry that it's going to stress them out, because it'll stress them out way more if they find themselves massively in debt the second they're on their own.
Exactly.
That helicopter issue. Kathy, thank you. I've learned so much. I'm putting it all into perspective, and I'm making a plan, and there's going to be a list on my fridge.
Great.
Thank you so much for that.